Good evening, Miss Karina and classmate. My name is Sandy Samubio, and it's going to be a pleasure to detail the information about where I did my professional practices as an English teacher. Well, first of all, it wasn't difficult to find the educational institution because I worked with them before with the kindergarten level, but now I was working for the primary level. Well, in the first schools, I worked with two classrooms with two different grades. The first one was the second B that I worked with just 12 students. It was kind of difficult because they were so interactive every single time that I was developing the activities of the class, but it wasn't not too much for me because I know how to interact with them and how to internalize the knowledge to achieve the purpose of the class. In the other hand, I worked with the third grade eight. That was kind of the opposite of the first one. I worked with around 19 students, and that was really an a great class. They were the students that were participating every single time that I can, and I really appreciate and love that. And both of the classroom, the second grade and the third grade, were charged by the professor, in this case by Miss Elvira Rodriguez, who was a kind and excellent professional as an English teacher in this institution. I established a great relationship with her, and that's why I developed my activities in the most professional way, given exchanging information about what was the purpose to achieve in class and what was the topics that I have to implement to the knowledge for the students of those period of time. On the other hand, I work in the other institution that was Santa Isabel de Hungría. That was interesting, of course. I would just work with one classroom that was the sixth grade eight. With I have more students in this case. I work with around 28 students. Was a huge class, but as the school before, comparison with Santa Teresita de Jesus, it was nice, of course. It was nice. The students were participating every single time, but as teenagers in the sixth grade, they didn't like to interact at the same intensity as the third or second grade. But they were students that understood in class. If they didn't understand every single topic or every single instruction that I give to them, that I give to them, uh, they told me, and they were always trying to tell me if I can repeat it. And that was one of the most important things that I have in mind for them, because it means that they really interested in my class, they're interested in my class, or they're interested to learn in English. That was the purpose that I was there. Well, too much to include in this case was that the sixth grade were students with a high potential develop to develop their English skills, because of course, being a particular institution, they have extra classes of the area of English, and that's great. Well, one of the most difficult things that I passed throughout my practice, it can say that the time. The time was basically my biggest enemy in this case, because I was always looking for the if I have the enough time to develop an activity, and those part of the class makes me upset or makes me drive me crazy, because I try to give every single time my 100%, my trying to do my best, but by the time it was I don't want to say that it wasn't possible, because I always share a great time with my student learning and teaching to them, but I would like to do more things. One of them, well, the things that I appreciate the most was the kindness of some of them. They really appreciate every single thing that I bring to them. For example, I always try to create new things or materials to do a dynamic or interesting class and trying to change every single time, not try to be aesthetic or to create passive students to just listen or to just write. I always try to play with them, to talk to them, not just teaching. Try to teach in some cases in an not in an indirect way, not just telling by rules or repeating because it can make boring. And the English is not boring. English is funny. English is interesting. English can be one of the most important subjects or one of the subjects that you can love the most. And that's one of my purpose as a teacher, make my students to love English. And I really appreciate when they were just happy to do the activity, when they they let me know that they are learning and they are enjoying the class, or when they participate actively every single time. That was one of the most important things that I really appreciate. And according to the institution, I'm really glad with the principal because they give me the chance and the opportunity to develop all my skills and don't give me the limits of what I have to do. They always told me that I am free to do what I think was the most benefit for the students, and I really appreciate that point of view of them. To conclude, maybe I would like to teach them again because I really want to see them, want to teach them. I would like to interact again with them. That was one of the most important and one of the biggest experience that I'm going to have in life until my death. And I think that those professional practice helped me a lot to develop as a professional and to develop as an English teacher to my future. And that's why I'm going to be appreciated with the national institution, with the university, and with this course, of course. And I think that's it. That's all that I'm going to bring to the table. Thank you so much, and goodbye.